Hey everybody, this is Javi, and you're watching the Bowtie Psychic on YouTube. I am a psychic and intuitive medium who focuses on generational trauma and ancestral healing through divination. Welcome and hello. I'm actually doing videos for the month of June and for all of the zodiac signs. And today I'm pulling cards for Taurus, in particular Taurus rising. So please watch the video, and if it resonates with you, be sure to subscribe to the channel, share and like the video, tell your friends about me. You can also reach out for a more in-depth reading by emailing me at bowtiepsychic@gmail.com. I already have cards pulled for Taurus rising, and I was able to connect with that energy. What I got for Taurus is that a lot of you are very, very, very cautious when it comes to love. I was just going to be honest with you. Like, I'm feeling a lot of love energy right now from Taurus, and so or for Taurus as well. And I said in the other video too that there's a lot of love energy for all the zodiac signs, but a Taurus and Taurus is no exception to that, of course. So what I got for Taurus, however, is like you're very cautious about who you are with, who you want to be with, who you're attracted to, so on and so forth. There's a lot of analytical energy that comes with your perception of love and relationships and what they are supposed to look like to you. Also, getting for a lot of Taurus, it's just like, yeah, you're just not willing to be with anybody. Um, just very, very, very cautious. And so, what I got here, I actually got the Four of Fire. You're just being told to not be so analytical, just go with it. Just go with the love energy. Also go with your gut, but also go with the love energy. And the reason why you're being told to say that, or to do that rather, is because a lot of you have been burned for so long, have been burned so many times, that you're really afraid. You're also afraid of putting yourself out there. It's not just you being afraid of love, you're just afraid of putting yourself out there like that because you don't want to be with just any type of energy, and that's okay. That's very much okay. But what I'm getting is that you're so afraid that you're overthinking now. You're overthinking and overanalyzing a lot of what a relationship is supposed to be like. Like, you are, there are so many beautiful people around you, and yet you're like always thinking, are they, what I'm getting, that you are are questioning their mental health is what I'm getting. Like, are they mentally stable? Are they financially stable? Are they going to take me for a ride, or they're going to use me some sort of way? Um are they mentally and emotionally stable? Are they able to handle me? Are they able to see things the way I do, so on and so forth? And so as a result, you're like, I don't want to, I seriously don't want to take it there. And so that card, the Four of Fire, is basically saying like, look, this is not the time for you to be so analytical to the point where you're even afraid of dating or getting to know someone, even on a platonic level. So you're literally being told to just like calm down, Taurus, calm down, and just let things, you know, as they say, like, let the chips fall where they may. I think that's what the saying is, to just let things happen and just let things go. All right, I'm being told to move on to the next card. So basically, you got the Five of Water, and again, this is about you overthinking and being over analytical instead of just letting things go with the flow and let things just happen. Because the young person in the card here, like, and when this card usually comes up, it's usually because someone is actually asking for spirit or praying for the guidance of spirit. But what I'm getting from this card right here is that you're putting your head down, and just like this young woman in the card is doing, she's putting her head down because she, in this case, she doesn't want to be seen. So basically, what I'm getting from this card is that a lot of you do not want to. A lot of you, those born in the Taurus sign, at least Taurus rising, is that you do not want to be seen. And so, what I'm getting for Taurus rising is that you are to make a decision as to whether or not you will allow the world to see you, or a person to see you, all of you, and be okay with that, or you're going to be hiding. See, that's why a lot of there's so much in this card, because you have people walking by you, wanting to get to know you, wanting to, but they keep passing you. There are people who want to know you, but they keep passing you because you have your head down. It's as if you're hiding at this point, Taurus rising, and so you're literally being challenged to get your head up and to pull your head up and to allow people to know who you are. And if they don't like that, that's perfectly okay, because people won't get to know you unless you hold your head up and put yourself out there, and to and allow people who deserve your energy to be a part of that energy. Okay, I'm not talking about psychic vampires. I'm talking about people who really and who are genuine, and they seriously want to know you. They seriously want to know you, your likes and dislikes. They want to know you at the core, but they can't if you are not letting them in. Okay, it's okay to be your own gatekeeper every once in a while, especially if you're around people who aren't legit. But there are people around you who really want to know you, because of your talents and because of what you can do, and and they want to know your mind, and there are good people out there, even on the platonic level, who want to know. And also, you're also being told to step out of your comfort zone, and this is why you got this card right here. You got the central card. You need to, when it comes to love, romantic love. There are many times when it's very unnecessary for you to be your own gatekeeper. Okay, you're not being you don't have to tell a person from jump that you love them. Okay, they're not asking for your hand in marriage. They just want to know you. They are just craving to know you, Taurus or Taurus rising. So you being your own gatekeeper is actually, in this case, as far as you not allowing people to know you, is literally to your detriment. Is literally to your detriment. You are allowing yourself, like, a lot of fear of being hurt and fear of hurting someone, and the fear of not connecting with someone right away, or them being a disappointment to you, in the long run, to keep you from knowing people on a romantic level. And so you're being basically pushed, by spirit, being told by spirit to let all of those fears go, because a lot of them are based on stuff that happened in the past, and what happened in the past is what happened in the past. See, this is why this happened with Aries too, when I was doing reading for Aries. And what Aries was also told is that they are to start doing a lot of shadow work around love and reevaluating what love looks like. You, on the other hand, you're being told to reevaluate and evaluate what is it about love that scares you. Okay, what is it about making yourself vulnerable that scares you? You are to examine and re-examine your perception of vulnerability and what that looks like. See, even though Aries is supposed to reevaluate their perception of love, You, Taurus rising, are supposed to examine your perception of vulnerability. What does that look like to you? What does that mean to you? Okay. What I'm getting for Taurus is you are not the type of, or Taurus rising rather, you're not being, it's for the Taurus in general. That's what I'm getting for this now. For as far as like the whole um, Taurus sign, um, I had to ask my okay. There was like so much going on, and then I lost my train of thought. Will you bring that back to me, Spirit? Yes, thank you. You are not the type of person that would just give yourself to just anybody. You're not the type of person who would just jump in a relationship and basically put everything out there, day one. That's not how many Taurans or those born under the Taurus sign are like. You are literally the type of person who um, you give people like bits and pieces of information about yourself, or you look at things logically and you make a decision based on what you see. Because seriously, that's how the Taurus is. You like based on what you see and how that person is treating you and how they're treating other people. That's when you make a decision whether or not that person is going to be in your life. For Taurus rising, you're literally being told to check why you're so afraid of being open and honest with people. You're being open and honest with because no one's telling you to put all this information out there about yourself. No one's telling you to, find someone, be with someone, and just be in that situation. Put yourself in a situation where this person knows all of your business. That's not what you're being told to do. You're literally being asked to examine like what is it about vulnerability that like makes you cringe in a sense where um you don't like you really do feel as if like dating is not an option for you because there are many I'm just being told you are not to keep to yourself and to stay to yourself and to let go of those fears, which is why you're being told to check your vulnerability and to realize that not everyone is wanting you to put everything out there. You're not being asked to do that. You're not being asked to do that by people who actually want to be around you. They already know what's going on. They're already in tune to your energy, the people that you're around. They already know who you are as a person. They know what um, your boundaries are. So, long story short, there's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be afraid of. I'm just getting to like it's okay for you to put up boundaries as well with people, Taurus rising, that you don't want to share personal information with right now. You are not obligated to share personal information with people you just met. If you are asked to do that, then you have every right to put those boundaries up. But if folks are really, wanting to share their energy with you and they're doing it in a healthy manner, and you feel kind of sketched out about it, ask yourself why. This is the time for you to do a lot of work around that because it's one thing to be logical and analytical to the point where um, you are protecting yourself and rightfully so, but it's another to be surrounded by people or surrounding yourself with people who have no desire to hurt you whatsoever, and you feel like kind of sketched out by you still feel sketched out. So you're definitely being asked, for the month of June, Taurus rising, to start doing work around vulnerability and the definition of vulnerability is and what that means to you before you even consider um, dating someone, before you even consider dating someone, because as time goes on, like if you're in a relationship, vulnerability is something that you will, at least to the extent of being in a romantic relationship, and that person giving their energy to you is literally time for you to like ask yourself what vulnerability is and why you feel like that someone is like you feel like you're being pressured to do things. Communication is key. Taurus rising. I'm getting like this really weird. It's not like my throat is hurting or anything like that, but it's like a slight strain, which tells me that a lot of y'all have issues with communication, and not only with communication, but basically speaking your mind. A lot of you are very, very, very closed off. Like this is like I would get the same thing from Scorpios. Um, but this is not like being secretive. This is about vulnerability. Like you're afraid to speak up. You're afraid to speak up about what you're looking for in a relationship. And if you are in a relationship, you have when there's something wrong in the relationship or something is making you very uncomfortable, you don't speak up about it. So this is the time for you to start speaking up, to think about communication skills, and this is actually for those um, who are already in relationships, Taurus risings, who are in relationships. Um, this is also a time for y'all to start communicating with your partners, communicating your wants and needs, because yeah, I'm feeling a lot of tension in my neck and feeling a lot of strain. I'm like I'm getting nervous. Like it really do get uncomfortable when it comes to your emotional state. When it comes to vocalizing your boundaries and your desires and what is required for you. Like you're literally I can't even talk right now. You're literally afraid to speak up. And like right now I'm doing this. I'm rubbing my hands together and I wasn't doing that in the last video. So a lot of y'all have a lot of anxiety around speaking, around talking. So that is something that needs to that's definitely something that needs to be addressed. That in order, especially if you're in a relationship already, Taurus rising, and because that's going to cause a problem if it hasn't already. This passive aggression and this lack of communication, effective communication, is something that's not going to work for you in the long run. This is something that is to be this is something that is to be addressed, and this is literally the type of behavior that you're being called to examine. Yeah, a lot of you are very closed up, I'm very nervous around. I feel a lot of heart chakra and stuff too. So that tells me right there that yeah, you a lot of you Taurus rising, a lot of you are blocked off emotionally when it comes to relationship stuff. Whether you're in a relationship or not, vulnerability is not your strong suit. So yeah, it's time for y'all to let that go. I'm being told to pull one more card for y'all. Oh, I got two more. Yeah, you have the King of Water. So basically, this is an emotion card. It's basically saying what I've been saying. You are to be vulnerable and to be the king or to be the master of your emotions. You are being asked to step up and let people know, Taurus rising, whether you're in a what in a romantic relationship or like whatever, regardless of the nature of your relationship, whether it be like a monogamous relationship or a poly relationship, let your people know. Let your people know what is going on with you and what you require emotionally, what you're looking for emotionally. You're being told to be honest and to step up emotionally. No one can read your mind, and no one can help you or even be of service to your emotions or they can't respond to your needs and what you require if you don't say anything. You're you're not allowing yourself the opportunity for people to help you on an emotional level or to see where you're coming from on an emotional level. It's as if you expect people to know what you're wanting. And it's not fair to you. It's not fair to the people that you are that you're with. It's not fair to them. And this is for those who are already in a relationship of some sort. Okay, this part of the reading. No one is to read your mind. Okay, the moment that you start to um, I'm sorry, this is actually the nine of fire. Once you start allowing yourself to speak up and to be honest about your emotions and where you are, what you're going to receive is a lot of peace of mind, and you're going to be able to be yourself. This person is very much at peace with themselves because they are letting their like a lot of their energy flow. Their chakras are clear, their boundaries are clear, and when their boundaries are clear, people know what's going on with them. And so you'll be able to be more relaxed, and be more at peace. And you'll still have the power, you know, and, and to be honest with you, you'll have a lot of your sexual power too, because a lot of you don't even speak up about that. A lot of you just like let stuff go instead of talking about your pleasure, what pleasures you, and, and what makes you feel good. Okay, what makes you sexually aroused. So what I'm getting is that communication will open up so many doors for you, Taurus rising. Communication and being vulnerable. That's part of being vulnerable is speaking up and not being afraid of um, speaking up. Okay, and not being afraid of what comes out of your mouth. If you need to, for those who are on the spiritual track, talk to spirit, ask spirit to guide your words, ask your spirit guides to guide your words, because that way you're not as nervous, if at all, and the words aren't coming from you, they are coming from spirit. You are tapped into your higher self. Your higher self will speak for you. Okay, if and to be honest with you, once you start becoming more vulnerable and becoming more in tune with your emotions to the point of speaking up and setting your boundaries, setting your boundaries, you'll also determine whether or not people are listening to you, and the folks who are not listening to you, those are the people that you are to determine whether or not they are to be in your life. Not everyone that you're with is supposed to be there for you, and that's okay. But you won't know that until you start to speak up. I'm from spirit that you got the message. Okay, so yes, start to reach deep inside and start being vulnerable to us. Okay, so that's all I have for this video. So if it resonated with you in any way, shape, or form, just subscribe to the Bowtie Psychic, the YouTube channel, so you won't miss another video. Also, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and I'm also on Twitter. And you can hit me up for more in-depth reading at bowtiepsychic@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you and your energy. So until next time, peace.